in Silence podcast, talking about issues men face but rarely talk about. Robbie, we both got on here and we're both like, I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah. I think before we dive into our tiredness, we need to thank all of our supporters. And, you know, if you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, please. Begging you. Not really, but we'd love it.
We'll have to get a
And
video of you begging. Come
yeah,
on,
please.
subscribe.
Maybe that'll be the thumbnail for this.
That could be the thumbnail. You like, just do it. Just do it.
Steve always says we need to say this, then he always forgets.
I always forget, and I'm listening to you, and you're like, "Damn, you're busting it out right off the bat."
Yeah,
Right off the bat.
Let's get it over with.
I watched Diary of the CEO a couple of times now, and right at the beginning, he likes to share stats, and he's like 60% of the listeners aren't even subscribers. You should hit the button. You should hit the button. If you like what like it was, it's actually a neat way. It's like there's lots of you out there. Just press the button. Anyways,
hit the button.
No, don't do it. Don't reverse psychology.
Yeah, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just comment and like.
Yeah, all of the stuff, all of the things. Anyways, you hit the nail on the head right at the beginning. Robbie was just thanking our listeners, the new ones and the ones that have been around for a little while. The podcast is growing a little bit on the platforms. YouTube, it's stagnant, but it's on the platforms. Robbie and I are here showing up to no guests today, just us having a chat, and we'll see where it goes. Life updates, things of that nature. But we're still going to start out the podcast the same way we always do. So, since I'm the one doing the talking, Robbie, how are you really?
I am really tired. I've been working a lot. My daughter is not home, so and this is something I realized as a man when my daughter leaves, and I was having this discussion today with my boss actually. I said I'll work till I can't work anymore. I said, when my daughter's home, I have boundaries and things I have to attend to with her. And he looked at me and he goes, "That's a good way of looking at it." I says, then I started thinking about it. It was like when my daughter's gone and I've, lived most of my time, not most of my time, but when she's been alive, she's lived with her mom and comes and visits. So I've always been free to do what I needed to do and work as much as I wanted to. And, I've fallen in the trap before of just working myself too much. But this time around, I recognize it. So that's a good thing. Could talk about it with my boss. And he told me, it's good until it's not. I said, yep, I know. I understand. Once she gets back, I'll be back to dad life and I won't be working as much.
I'm putting my boundaries back up because I have other important things to do.
Yeah. And it's not and I've heard people say this, use your kid as an excuse. I don't need to use my kid as an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's real. Like,
I don't think that's an excuse at all.
No, I love her and want to care for her, and I want to be there for her. So why would that be an excuse?
Doing the right thing and taking responsibility and being responsible and not avoiding things and using work to avoid them.
Yeah. I think it's the other way around, right? Using work as an excuse.
Yeah.
From running from whatever home life or things that, let's face it, we can go to work, did some of our jobs and go numb and just do the routine. And that's another thing I'm learning in life is to be more present. And like, I've been really good at running away from things my whole life. and I'm really being present not to run anymore, which is it's awkward and it's hard at the same time because I'll catch myself all day long.
You notice it now, don't you?
Yeah, a lot. Like
Right?
throughout the day, a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't beat myself up over it because we've had this conversation before. Most of my adult life living this way, even before I was adult, when I was a teenager, living this way, and it's like wired into me, and subconsciously I just do this stuff. But now I have the power to go, oh, stop. Uh, so that's really cool. And something Frank talked about was integrity, and I'm really putting more of that into my life with a lot of things I do, because I think it's important, especially as a man. But overall, I am doing well. Tired. Uh, this summer has been really rainy here in South Dakota and humid. Right now, it is like 80 degrees, 85 degrees, and 85% humidity and raining.
That
And
must be comfortable.
has rained almost every day this summer, which we're pretty much in a high mountain desert, same as you. And
You're like
where you're,
high mountain green spaces now.
yeah, it's little crazy how you can mow your lawn next day it needs to be mowed again.
Yeah, that's like Eastern Ontario. That's just Ontario. That's just the East Coast. That's what
Yeah.
happens over there. Rains, mow your lawn. You can mow your lawn like 2 or 3 times in a week.
Wow, I'm not used to that.
I know, and I haven't mowed. Like my lawn needs to be mowed here, but that's it. It took 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks to get there.
Wow,
Yeah, it's dry.
dry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's grown a little bit because the kids have gone out in the front yard and played with the hose. So I mean, the lawn's got watered a lot more than it had, previously. We've only got like 2.5 inches of rain so far this summer,
Wow.
if that. I heard somebody say like that's all we've gotten so far here in the valley, which is nothing. It's dry as a bone here. Dry as a bone.
All right, Steve, it's your turn. How are you doing, really?
Ooh. I start out by saying I'm tired too. I've been tired since this afternoon. Just kind of like the air got taken out of the balloon. That kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got a couple things going on. I'm pretty sure I'm starting to feel the anticipation of saying goodbye to my children. Because the month with them is coming to a close, and that's starting to get real. I started noticing it about Monday, and as the week creeps on, the realer it gets. And so like Saturday we're gonna fly back, and Saturday night I'm gonna say goodbye to them, and then I'll be back here Sunday late morning. And so I mean the turnaround's gonna be quick, but I've got to spend a really good amount of quality time with them for the past month, and I'm gonna miss that. Like it's gonna be quiet here. It's gonna be tough saying goodbye to them. It's been really great having them here, and I'll be looking forward to having them back for another month next summer.
Is there this would happen a lot with me, like, is there some shame there that you didn't spend enough quality time together?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's shame. I would say there's guilt. Even coming here and sitting down and recording a podcast on our Monday night recovery meetings, like they're sitting there chilling watching some TV right now, they would be watching some TV or whatever, but I could be sitting with them. I could
Yeah.
be doing a lot of those things. But I mean, this is important to me too. So how do I balance it? How do I um put the time in there? But yeah, there's like I've thought about and felt that guilt, right? Like
Hmm.
sitting down and having this chat, and where could I be spending my time? Because the time that I do have with them is pretty dang limited.
Yeah.
And so there's that. And there's a weight there. There's a weight there that I can feel is catching up to me daily. And I wonder why, or if that's making me a little bit tired. I've also absolutely fucked with my diet this past month while the kids are here. I'm not eating anywhere near as well as I was eating before. I've put more sugar in my body this past month than I have the previous 10
Yeah.
combined. And I think that is having a negative effect on my mental clarity. It's having a negative effect on my energy level, and that is something I need to clean up and change. When I get back, I'm gonna go and hike the Colorado Trail for 75 miles. Like, it's gonna be another quick turnaround. I'm gonna be here on Sunday and then wake up early Monday morning and then drive down to Durango and drop a car off, and then uh, hike from Molas Pass to back down to Durango, back down to the vehicle. So 75 miles and I think 6 days, something like that. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that too. I'm grateful that
Yeah.
the internship that I have is really cool with me doing this. It's the time of year where it's still slow and we work Mondays to Thursdays, and you have the freedom to do that sort of stuff. And so they're like, go for it, dude. Go for it. So um so there's that on top of it. So I've got like this thing that I'm looking forward to and this thing that I'm not looking forward to, right back to back. And I'm not looking forward to saying goodbye to the kids, and I'm looking forward to going for a hike. Like, so we talked on Monday about allowing two different emotions to exist at the same time.
Hmm.
And there's definitely that, plus a little bit whatever else kind of messes in there, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of got me where I am right now. And I
Yeah.
know that taking responsibility for what I'm putting into my body is a huge thing. I learned that lesson uh, by eating paleo and cutting out basically everything processed and eating a lot of protein, beef mainly. I noticed that when I ate pork is when I felt the worst and I felt the most
Hmm.
bloated.
Yeah.
Uh, beef first, chicken second, shrimp did me well, and so did salmon. Any kind of fish really was okay, but pork always never landed as good as the other ones. Beef is by far my favorite.
It's pretty much this. Well, beef for me number one. Then any fish, seafoods number two. Chicken's down number three. Then pork. I can't do pork either. I can eat very little bits of it. I remember, I used to love pork ribs and all those things, and I would always feel horrible. But then, after you clean up your diet and you eat a certain way, then you really notice, like, why do I feel like shit this morning? And like, what did I eat yesterday? Because it's really easy when you do that, right? You can recall
Yeah, it
pretty
is.
easy. You're like,
Yeah, you
oh,
can tell the
I ate it.
difference when you like take just cut food out of the diet, and then you stay away from it from a long enough period of time that when you reintroduce it, you can actually feel the effect of it, which is
Hmm.
weird. It's weird. It takes a fair amount of discipline to get to that point, but it's really interesting to be able to experience that and voice the difference.
Yeah, yeah. You were so you have, time with your daughters is coming to an end, and you're hiking the trail, Colorado Trail. So you're going to be going from one place with feelings, emotions of, sadness, that,
I think there's going to be some gratefulness there too. Grateful that I've been able to spend a solid 4 weeks with them and to try and give them the best time that I possibly could have while they were here.
well, then you're going to go into come back, excitement, unknown. I'm sure there's going to be some joy. I'm really wondering what it's going to be like when you get back from this trip and dump. I know for me, I used to set up a lot of stuff the same kind of way because I would have the summer with my daughter, and I know my last week with my daughter in August, I would, whatever after the drop off. There was a few times where I planned week long trips right after that, and I remember the drive after dropping her off, of gratefulness, some guilt, some other things going on there. Then having that excitement, then doing the thing, then coming back and just being like pity party.
Oh, the emotional letdown, dude.
Yeah.
Your body still carries it. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
go away. It doesn't. You
Yeah.
can ignore it. You can replace it. I think that's with distraction. You can. I mean, time. You can separate it with time by doing other things. But I don't think I don't think it goes away. I think it still shows up. It'll show up in different ways. You'll be tired. You'll be whatever. I think my energy level is a reflection of how much I'm holding on to a lot of the times
Yeah.
too.
I I know for me it was after I'm excited to do this again, Smoik, because I know the difference now, and I have the tools on and the wherewithal to make sure I'm taking care of myself during this time. Before, I was not taking care of myself. It was, lots of stuff. But I would get very emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and it would go from sadness to anger, like light switch style. Like I'd be holding back the tears. Then I was, ready to do whatever, break windows, break stuff, that kind of thing. Uh, and I never like sat down and thought about it. Why now talking about it, I can understand where a lot of that stuff came from. But I know one of the bigger things for me was always like, and this is the people pleasing in me, is like, did I do enough
Oh
with the
yeah.
time? With the time with my daughter, right? Was
I'm
that
gonna
enough?
I'm gonna still feel like I didn't do enough.
Yeah, and I don't. That's one thing that I'm still navigating. It sounds like you're still navigating. I wonder if they're just the way we're driven or wired, if there is ever enough, because there's times now too where it's just like I'm not doing enough, and it goes back to a lot of stuff in the past, and I'm trying to make up for something, but as we've talked before, they don't know the difference, right? Our kids don't know. They're like, oh, I had a great time with dad, right? If it wasn't a good time, hopefully they'd let us know, but a lot of times it's in our own head that we didn't do enough. And it's still, I'm getting better at it now with my daughter living with me, because it's like I see her every day, then we can go back and forth, and she gets on my nerves, I get on her nerves, and we take a break.
You have a
But
lot more
before,
opportunity now, right?
yeah, I do have a lot more opportunity, but that's also another thing that I've had to learn too, is kind of scary too. Like I have this opportunity.
And now
Am I
you're
putting
like
the right foot forward?
I can't fucking waste it.
Yeah, and it
It flips right. I mean, it's the same story as what it was before,
yep.
right?
Yeah.
But it's still there. Now it's just, it stares you in the face all of the time.
Yeah, like, am I showing up in a appropriate way for her now? Before it
Mhm.
was like, oh, how much fun did we do this? Did we do that? Uh, like the fun stuff and making memories. Now it's like, am I showing up for her? Am I doing these things for her?
Basics.
Stuff that I never had to do before because
Right.
I was the fun dad. Now I have to be the responsible responsible person, and now I am a dad. Like, I've always been a dad, right? But it may sound
Yeah.
a little weird that way, but now I am the dad that is instilling all my thoughts and beliefs into this
You're
human being.
you're the parent,
Yeah, I'm not the friend anymore.
essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so you have that whole dynamic that we've I mean, I've got to watch you try and navigate. I got to watch you navigate that. We have a comment here, I believe, but I got to watch you navigate that. Oh, look at this. We have Marie watching now too. So we have a couple friends of ours. Imp I know is watching, and now we have Marie watching. So that's really cool.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching, Marie. Anyways, back to what we were talking about, and yeah, I've got to watch you grow through the struggles that you had when she moved in and figuring out how you both had to do the feeling out process, and
Hmm.
you've had to do a lot of growing up in a really short period of time because you see the value in in trying to have a good relationship with your daughter, and you've been working to figure that one out, like a healthy one
Yeah.
where she can be open and honest with you, and you're not just gonna lose your shit because it's something that you don't like and you don't approve of.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the beginning, as you know, it was really rocky for her. After the adrenaline wore off, it was really rocky for her, dealing with things that most parents wouldn't want to have to deal with their kids, and doing the thing I had to do with my daughter. Um, right in the beginning, pretty much, broke my heart.
Hmm.
But now, her, her sending me messages now in a very different manner, and coming from a place that I've never seen her come from before. Uh, I can tell it's genuine that, she's been sending me pictures of cats and hanging out with the cats and all this other stuff. And, she misses home,
Hmm.
and that's something that's like, oh, that hits pretty hard when now this whole dynamic has changed. You live with me, and now you finally leave. You haven't left since you moved in with me, and now you leave, then you're missing home. It makes me, brings joy to me
Yep.
because both of us have worked so hard.
Means you're
And
doing it. It's kind of a confirmation that what you're doing is the right thing, isn't it?
yeah, and what she's doing is the right thing too,
Hmm.
because it's both of us, right? I'm doing the right thing and she's doing the right thing. Our balance is working. uh not everything's perfect, but now she sees me as that figure instead of the fun person, and oh, dad will buy me this or that. Now it's being responsible, showing up for her. She knows that she can call me anytime, and I will do what she needs, um, in a different light. Uh, Before, yeah, she could call me, but I was miles away. I just couldn't show up. I could, buy her stuff, material things, which that's, you know, instant gratification once that thing shows up for whatever amount of time. That brings joy to that person as a material thing. Now with getting rid of that and, nurture being there, on
Mm-hmm.
both sides of us, it's really special.
Yeah. Imp says he hopes everything goes well for you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's super cool. I I went for a walk on my lunch today, and I didn't really have anything and nothing on my mind to go and do. I didn't really have anything worth burning an hour for, because I get an hour lunch. So I decided I would just go for a walk so I would get outside. And so I walked out, just no intention, nothing. And I just started walking. I was walking at like a pretty quick pace. Like I had intention, but I was just a space cadet. Like I was walking to walk because I had nothing else to do. I was bored out of my tree. I didn't give myself any I didn't even let myself be present in the moment, like looking around and enjoying my scenery or whatever that, like notice stuff. And I got about halfway through the walk and then I finally stopped completely. And I'm like, I don't even remember the first half of the walk. I didn't. I'm like, what
Yeah.
am I doing? There is. I'm not even out enjoying it because I'm literally just a space cadet walking around the block. And so I looked around and I saw these beautiful pink flowers. I don't know what they were called. I'm horrible with naming flowers, but I saw these pink flowers and then I looked up at the tree and I looked over, like I started noticing nature and I just started walking way slower. In the last half of my walk, I started to enjoy the actual walk. Even
Mhm.
though it still didn't have a purpose, I don't know where I was, but I wasn't. I was just a walking meat stick down the road. Like that's until I started bringing myself back to the present. And I don't know. I think that's where um I could feel myself starting to get emotional, and maybe that's why I like the
Mhm.
walk and everything just kind of numbed out. Was um probably a way to not want to feel what's coming up
Yeah.
and let
100%.
let some of the emotion bubble up, because I can feel my heart soften right now.
Yeah.
And just by like the thoughts and the things that I've written down, they're they're like the hard outer shell is softening, definitely. And I don't know, it's just that's it is. It's like where I'm at right now, I can feel it just permeating into everything else. And I think
Mhm.
it's having to do with an appreciation for some of the relationships and the people in my life,
Yeah.
because they've helped make their experience here really good, and they've added to it. Um, Mainly my roommate Amber and Julie.
Yeah.
They've been two amazing people that have tried, that have wanted to without me even asking. Um, it was before they showed up. Those two were like already scheming to make their experience really good.
That's
And I
awesome.
didn't even have to ask. I didn't have to say a word. It was just um it they said, they were like, you show up for us all the time, right? And don't ask for anything.
Yeah.
You show up for us all the time. And like I could actually feel that them showing up for me without having to ask. It just felt cool. It was you like you those are the people you want in your life. that I don't know. That's why you put effort into people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you don't expect anything in return, but when it does, like, it doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that I didn't deserve it because I show up for them all the time.
I
So,
think, when you show up for someone and give space and you don't expect anything back, there comes this mutual experience where these people are willing to give back and you didn't ask for it. And when they do give back, to make the experience better for you and your kids, it's really hard to you can accept it because it's just what happens, but often it comes back to that imposter syndrome too. It's like, what, I don't deserve it. But when you do feel, I'm not saying, I'm trying to word this right. When you build that relationship with that friendship, those things just come. And the gratitude and the joy that can bring you to knowing you have someone there for you, people there for you, and you didn't ask, you didn't do anything, you just show up, you don't expect anything. You know, it's like so beautiful and so hard at the same time because I know in a couple weeks it's going to hit you really hard.
you'll hear about it.
Yeah, I just know, Steve, how it's going to be because it'd be the same thing it does the same thing for me. I guess where I'm going with this is men like to carry and hold this stuff tight, and we're always got our fists clenched. When you were talking about you just went out walking, I sensed that you knew that you just needed to go do something, whatever it be. You started walking till you found something to look at. Then you started looking at it. You were able to release that grip. Then you're like, fresh breath of air.
Mm-hmm.
But I know in the back of your head, your fist is half clenched because you know what's coming up. And I know for me, when we're trying to, and I don't like to do this, but it's just how I am. I start anticipating or expecting how something is going to go when I have to let something go that I carefully or really love and care about. I want it to be the most beautiful thing, put it away the best way I can in hopes that that person, that thing touches them.
Mm-hmm.
And I burn myself a lot doing that because I put too much into it. And they're like, well, you didn't need to do anything. You already showed up, right? So I put too much in there. Then I lose sight of all of that because I was trying too hard. And it's like the gift was right there in front of my face. I didn't even do anything. And so I'm glad that, you went for that walk and you were like, and talking through this, you're softening up because I think that's what we need to do as men is not so much let our guard down, but be able to navigate these hard things with kids, other people, family relationships, be able to have that grip a little bit, but then also have that soft touch where everything we can take it in. I know a lot of times for myself, I'll put that fence up, that wall up because I'm scared, and that's my defense, my shield up for my defense mechanism, so I don't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And who's hurting who? I'm hurting myself. No one's hurting me. I'm hurting myself.
Yeah, I am 100% responsible for my own suffering. You can't take that shit away from me either.
No.
No, like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Once it's all said and done for and wrapped up, we can come back on. You can ask me how that went.
Yeah.
And I will share it with our listeners for sure. Because it'll be a couple weeks after that, and we can even plan a recording for shortly after that, so we can catch the dip.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I'm all for it. Like let's try and catch the dip. It'll be a couple days after I get back. But we can definitely do that.
That's, catching, and this is not something I've ever done. Now that we talk about this and where we're at now, catching that dip and talking about that dip, I wonder how it makes you feel, and how you're able to like put it away and move forward. Uh,
A
'Cause
lot of the times, go ahead.
if you're like me, I have a hard time putting it away. I'll like just ruminate on it and make it to the worst story ever.
So for me, when a dip like that happens, my time frame is about 3 days. And then because I've done this now enough times where when the dip does come, I allow myself a certain period of time to exist in it, but I know that I can't stay there for too long. So it's about 3 days. So, and I find myself starting to come out of it late in the third day. And if I don't, then like literally there's people that I'll let know, or will be like, you're past the third day, Steve.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's time. And so I kind of live by the I'm allowed to be there. Like you're allowed to be there. You just can't stay. I just can't stay there for too long.
Yeah.
Julie said that to me really, really early on when we shortly at, I don't know, 6-7 months after we met. And she was like, you're allowed to be there. You just can't stay there for too long. And so I think what happens is by allowing myself to be there, giving the permission, I don't fight it very much. I don't fight it like I used to, because I found the more I fight against it, the longer I stay there and the less apt I am to find my own solution, at least a healthy one. So I really try to not fight it, even though what fight looks like to me is there's guilt there. I'm ashamed of feeling the way I feel. Like I shouldn't be feeling that way, and then I shouldn't be feeling this way for very long. Like I shouldn't be sad for, more than some moments, I shouldn't.
Well, you'll shame yourself into
Yep.
shame yourself into shame.
Yeah, and then
of the length of the shame, then you keep doing that, and then you just
I can allow it to pile on top of itself, or I can do something about it. So in the end, I know once day 3 happens, or if I get to day 3, then I, like, regardless of how I feel, I start actioning my way, whatever that is. It's like make my bed, clean my room. Like it always starts out with managing the clutter in my spaces. Because if I manage the clutter in my spaces and start cleaning that clutter up, then the clutter in my mind starts to clear up.
Yep.
And I've completed a lot of basic tasks. I need to shave. But it'll be stuff like that, small stuff, little self-care things. And then as soon as I do that, then it clears up energy in my mind to start taking care of the things I need to take care of. And that is literally just, it'll be me talking about it. I'm a big proponent, and you've heard me say this over and over again. Talk about it, damn it. Because better out than in, right? I can walk around constipated as fuck, or I can talk about it. And I'm lucky that I have people in spaces where I can do these things. And we can roll this right into why we're here.
Hmm.
And that is to create a space where men can talk about what they need to talk about, and bring men on, and or you and I just have a conversation like this and just talk about life and where it took us. We didn't have a plan for this episode, and all we did was start out with how are you really?
That's all it's been.
Like that's all it's been. That's
Yeah.
all it's been is
Yeah.
a 40-minute conversation of you and I just sharing how we are really and what that means to us right now.
Yeah, and I think it might be good for we talk about how what we've learned and how we've got here, but a lot of times we don't talk about what we did and how we had to learn it to get here. We've kind of stumbled on some of it as we talk about our tools on how to get out of it. But I know for me, how I got sick of my own shit, and I got sick of that same old story, telling the same old story to myself. 40 plus years, take away when I was a kid, but that's a lot of it too. But that's I could make the best story and tell myself a lie to get out of anything, keep myself comfortable. I heard this little saying the other day, and it was, I wish I remember the whole thing, but it was talking about how do you know when growth is happening? And it's kind of an interesting question, right? Because what kind of growth? Like, are you actually growing as a body thing, like physical growing or mentally growth? And it instantly went to mentally growth, and it was pretty simple. If you feel discomfort, there's growth going on. And I was like, what? So weird things like that will catch me. Then I sat down and thought about it. Like, what do they mean by you're growing when there's discomfort? And I don't mean like a pain discomfort, physical pain. And I really just sat there and do what I do and analyzed it. And I was like, shit, every time I'm in some weird situation and I come out the other side better than I was before I went into it. And what I mean by that is I worked my way out of that hole, and the outcome I learned from it and maybe gained a new tool, opened another door, that kind of stuff. Maybe another friendship. There's a lot of stuff, right? But there's always that discomfort, and I talk about as the darkness. And I just thought that was a really cool, simple way to think about that. That when there's discomfort, there's growth. And I'm gonna do some more dwelling on it, um, because I think there is a limit to that, though, too, right? Like, how much discomfort is there still growth?
Well,
Because I
then
can make myself super uncomfortable and discomfort and go that
I mean,
direction, dig that hole
there's
deeper.
there's a difference between, I think, forcing yourself to feel more pain just to be like, I'm growing, yay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um,
And that's
um,
something I wanted to mention that because
yeah,
a lot of us are very good at self sabotage,
yeah,
and I
and I
don't want
mean, you
people to
can,
self sabotage thinking that there's growth there.
like anything else, you can take it too far.
Yeah.
And so when I think about growth in the way that you're talking about, and relating it to discomfort, I take that, and when I say this to myself when I'm experiencing discomfort, is I say I'm learning, because that's what that is. And right now I'm in a stage in my life where learning is really valuable. So when I say this to myself, I'm learning. Then I see the discomfort as opportunity as opposed to something I want to run away from. But I almost always want to run away from it first. And here's
Yep.
case in point. I got an example of that today. I am the dumbest person in the room at my job. I'm accounting intern, doing taxes, doing payroll, doing a bunch of other things. Like, I don't know a lot, plain and simple. I just don't. So then I get presented with, a project. Here, I want you to start a partnership. I don't know how to do that. My boss hands it to me. That's already a little intimidating, you know? And then and then I look at the information and I'm going, how the fuck do I discern this? Because I don't. There's you kind of know, like you can kind of work through it, and you kind of can't. And then there's examples all over the place where you can take that and then just use them and superimpose them. And there's a bunch of different ways that I'm still learning. But anyways, I was gonna start tackling it after lunch, and like I was intimidated by it. I'm like, oh crap, I don't even know where to start. So then the next thing is I don't want to do it. That's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And normally it's one or the other. It's like I'm really excited to take on this thing that I have no freaking clue. But then you're at a workplace where you don't know a whole heck of a lot, and you don't want to continue to ask questions all of the time because I fear coming off needy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They know and fully expect me to ask a crap ton of questions. They want me to. Foreign to just be asking all of the time, so I like to put effort in before I ask.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got to the point where as soon as I started working through the thing that I didn't know at all what I was doing, I always find that eventually once I start moving through it, eventually you find a flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's slow. It could be tedious as hell. It could still be full of roadblocks and humps and bumps and questions and whatever else it is. I managed to finish it, and I managed to hand it in, and it still had a bunch of correction points on it because I got it reviewed today. But I mean, I did a simple partnership and a simple individual tax return, and I didn't mess it up that much. And so when what it comes down to is I'm going to be a little bit better next time.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I'm on the other side of it now, even though there was an opportunity there where I definitely said to myself, this is like, I never said, what am I doing here? But like, man, this is going to be a tough mountain to climb. It wasn't near as tough as my brain made it out to be. It almost never is.
No, I had a similar experience the last 2 days. We were troubleshooting some an issue, and my mechanical mind was going to things that are mechanical fail. So my mind was going, and the mentor guy I was working with, same thing. Like, we were both like, what can fail in this system that's mechanical? Just where our brain was going. So we went through all that stuff and replaced a part that was mechanical, and the issue just kept happening. So after that, you have to start all over. So we started all over, back to square one. We didn't get mad. We're just like, shit, we don't know. We got to figure this out. It was really cool to work with this guy because I've done a lot of this, and I've worked with lots of egos. We just worked through it. Like, okay, let's start over. Start simple, right? We always start simple. Well, it was like a phantom problem. It would happen, then it'd go away, then it'd happen, go away. The things we were forcing to make it happen would make it happen, then it would go away while we're trying to make it happen. So it's just a phantom problem, right?
Yep.
And that's just how troubleshooting goes sometimes. Then he was like, well, let's go in and do this. And he goes, you know what? I'm gonna do this. This hardly never happens, but let's check here. So we checked here, like, we're not getting no power to this switch. Okay, well, there's like, you can't see on the video, but there's like not much wire that can have a problem. So we checked the other side, check it, it's got continuity. We're like, what the hell's going on? Why isn't there power? So there's a little power supply, so we start wiggling connectors. Well, sure shit, we watch the voltmeter and we watch the voltage come and go. It was like, there it is. It was a power supply.
Mm-hmm.
We're both in mechanical. It was a simple electrical part,
Right.
but we had to go all the way here to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how life is. Sometimes we may go all the way here down this one lane road that's rocky as shit and go, well, that wasn't
I
the
went
right
down
path.
the
We got-
wrong road.
Yeah, that wasn't the right one. I got to turn around, walk back to the fork where I got to
Yep.
and start over. It's just, I love those little life lessons. And the older I get, it's just, I don't get frustrated anymore. Let me take that back. I will get frustrated on some things, but yeah,
It looks different now than it used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It looks different
I
now
think
than
it's-
it used to.
yeah, and I think it's just really that discomfort, but my growth too is like, hey, this thing isn't working. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the discomfort part, and it just kept getting more discomfort. But it was like, we're okay. We'll get there. Me and this other person aren't going to die from this thing not working.
Right. Yeah, I think you have a different perspective on it. And I'm learning that too, is that I get a different perspective on those things, those problems, whatever it is. Like you have deadlines, you have all of this stuff, and in the end, like it's important, but none of it's life threatening. None of it is near worth the stress that I used to give it. Like put your best effort in, do the best you absolutely can with it. And if it takes you 3 hours longer than it was supposed to, then I guess it took you 3 hours longer than you were supposed to. And dagnammit, hopefully you learned a lesson along the way, you know?
But in the one thing that I have a hard time, but the end result's the same, right?
Yeah.
You got the end result. That's what you're seeking out to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all that stuff in between that gets muddled up where we put all that pressure or self-worth on ourselves. I think our expectation in our mind is it should go this way. And
Right.
that's another thing. It's like, why do we have expectations on how shit's supposed to go?
For our own comfort.
Yep. Yep. Agreed.
I mean, that was the answer that I would give myself.
That is the answer.
For my own comfort, because then this way I get the comfort of the outcome that I want. That is normally best for me. That's normally what happens anyways.
Yeah.
Or best. Like most of the time when you get an expectation like that, there's some sort of self-serving involved in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think we should wrap this one up, Robbie.
Yes.
Get back to the kiddos.
Yeah.
It was good sitting down and having a chat. You know, I'm not near as tired as I was before.
Me either.
I'm a little bit more lively. I feel more awake. I've digested dinner too, so that probably helped a little bit. But I feel better. I feel lighter now than I did when we started. Because truth be told, I was like, I could just send him a message and be like, a vegetable on the couch.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have been the right thing to do.
No. I would have called you out anyways.
I know.
As you would with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Right?
Yeah.
Stop being a vegetable and get your ass on in front of the damn microphone. I don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. Anyways, we have another live coming up for anyone who's still listening. I think we might still have we still have Marie and Imp here watching. So we're going to have another live Friday night, this Friday night, 6:30 Mountain Time. So 7:30 Central, 5:30 PST, and 8:30 Eastern. Anyways, we're going to have the ladies with us, and we're going to have another conversation with the two ladies. If Amy is figuring on making it, and if she can, I'm just going to ask Amber. So one way or another, we'll have a conversation with myself, Robbie, and Julie and Amy again I don't know what our topic is going to be, so we have a couple of days to figure that one out. But yeah, we'll be live again on Friday evening, having another conversation the next 2 episodes, because I will be out of signal, out of connection, out in the wilderness, and we need an episode for this weekend and next weekend.
Perfect.
So looking forward to that conversation, because that conversation is always fun.
Yeah.
Always fun. Anyways, to the guys out there, to the men who have a hard time talking about how they feel, that feel like they are alone, that no one cares, and that you have no space, no place to say what's on your mind. There are men out there that are willing to listen. There are men out there that care. And so if you are looking to find support, if you are looking to get some things off of your chest, if you're looking to try and make yourself a little bit better, there are men out there. Go through our previous episodes. Every man that has joined us on this podcast would be more than willing to answer your message, and you have 2 right in front of you right here that would be also willing to. So you can find us on Instagram. That's generally where you can find us. Right, leave a comment here on YouTube, whatever. We will respond, and we'll listen, and so will all the other guys. So I want to say thank you all again for sitting down. Thank the 2 friends of ours that have sat through this live, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And we will catch you again on our next episode.